Hello viewers, I welcome you all from HLT of Tech channel, and today we are going to see this. I'm going to compile this video in order to prepare all those individuals who are preparing for the interview of Dynamics CRM profession. So we will quickly go through every major aspect that is frequently asked in interview question and answer sessions. So let's start without wasting the time. The first one is we will talk about introduction to Dynamics platform structure and terminologies in Dynamics CRM. As you all know that Dynamics CRM is an enterprise level application or solution that helps you to establish and manage customer relationship within your organization. If we talk about platform, the Dynamics CRM basically resides on a service that is known as common data service. If we talk about modern technology, that is power apps, so power platform, uh, the common data services has been renamed or upgraded by Microsoft to the name of Dataverse. So if we talk about on-premise environment, there is an Active Directory on which we configure a database and reporting server, and we configure a dynamic CRM server. So new user registration record in CRMDB is saved in this. These are the tables in which the new user registration record is conducted. That is system user authorization, system user organization, and system user base. These three are the databases in which the users of user registration record is saved. Ribbon workbench, ribbons that are used in displaying control over an entity. You can import a set of ribbon workbench by simply going into settings, solution, and import. Let me quickly go through this one. Here you can see that this is an entity, and on in this entity, these are the controls. These are all the controls in which I can create new, I can delete any entity, I can email a record, I can customize different things. So all these links or controls integrate together to form a ribbon workbench. And if we want to import the ribbon workbench, that is quite easy. You can go into settings, and in settings you can simply go to the solutions and import. So settings, solutions, and in solutions you can import a downloaded ribbon workbench. Okay, and you can use it in your custom entities as well. Okay, fine. Now if we talk about CRM SDK, is a software development kit. It contains all functions which are essential to work with CRM. It describes documentation of all features in CRM. It is very essential that whenever you are working with plugins, you are developing some jscripts, it is recommended that you download the complete kit of CRM SDK in your environment, and from that environment you can simply call that SDK functions in that environment. Okay, so the next one is email router, a software component of CRM that creates an interface between your CRM and email server for mail management feature. You can configure any external mailing server of your organization to configure email router in CRM as well. So for emailing purpose, you use a email router. Okay. The next one is discovery services in MS CRM. The service which is used to assist you in finding correct URL and organization of the CRM when in case your organization may have multiple CRM servers and business units. This terminology is basically used for larger organization in which you have multiple CRM web front-end servers, and you have multiple business units. Your business is extended up to various geographical location in various cities. Then discovery services are used to navigate you to the right track of your concerned business unit. Append and append to are two different logics. I'm soon going to create a separate video on that. These both properties work in combination, in which append to private allow other entities to get attached to the entity using lookup column, and append allows the entity to attach records to the entity with append to privileges. Okay, these both terminologies are linked with lookup column. If I go and go in security, and in security if I go into the security roles, and in security roles if I click on new, or if I amend any existing one, here you can see that there is an option of append and append to. The entity with which you are going to append, you click on this, right? And the entity which will be the child or the relative entity to that particular entity, you will give the rights of append to. Okay, so I will tell you details in next videos as well. Right now is the time for interview preparation, so let's quickly go through the basic terminologies that may be asked in your interview. So append and append to, I think it's clear. Now manage properties. Properties are used to identify, customize, manage solution parts. Manage properties are the properties that are used to identify or customize the managed solution parts. The next one is metadata service in CRM. It holds information about attributes and entities. For example, it shows you the data type of attribute, it shows you the size of attribute, display name, etc. All those come up about the metadata. Metadata is, if we talk about metadata, metadata is simple, the data about data. Okay, it is telling you the relative information about your concerned data. For example, if there is an attribute in an entity, it will tell you the data type of attribute, it will tell you the size, it will tell you the display name, it will tell you the purpose, it will tell you the description as well. So all of these services come in the metadata service in CRM. Metadata services are basically used when you are uh, newly hired to already running system. Then the metadata services help you lot in understanding that system. Okay, for example, there is an entity that is not called in any module, but it is being called by any other entity uh, at the back end in just a form of quick view form. So metadata will help you to understand that things. Okay, now the next thing is entities, types of fields in custom entities and types of ownerships. Entity is just like a table in a database. You know, your CRM revolves around the entities. Entity contain attributes that are fields, just like a table contains columns or fields. They are system entities that are created by CRM and they are used for internal processes. You have nothing to interact or manipulate these entities system. You are to play with business entities that are available in out of the box module. As I have created a new system, then sales, service, marketing are the modules in which system entities already created. Okay, this is the entity which was created, I can only customize it, I cannot delete it. So these are business entities. Custom entities are created for customizations. In my previous videos I go through that custom module, and custom modules I created all of these entities as custom entities. They were not available in out of the box solution, I created them myself for your understanding and teaching purpose. Okay, so these are three types of entities. Entity can either be, custom entities are owned by organization, user or team. Some business entities such as in parent child relation, ownership is defined in parent entities. Entity ownership is defined in metadata. Important point to remember. Okay, now entity ownership. Entity ownership is actually the scope of that entity. For example, if an entity is owned by an organization, then it can be assigned, it can be viewed, it can be shared to whole of the organization. Okay, but when we dig into that organization, there are different departments. That is, logistic department is separated, accounts department is separated, admin department is separated. Then we go towards the user or team owned. Okay, the third one, business owned entities are the one in which entities belong to a specific business units. It means that if you have multiple business units, then they may be separate entities in separate business units. Similarly, user or team owned, I have already described it, and none means these entities are not owned by any other entity. So if we talk about the comparison of these two entities, organization owned entities can be viewed across the organization, whereas user or team owned entities can be Access through defining the security roles cannot be assigned, or shared organization owned entities cannot be assigned, but user or team owned entities are created for assigning or sharing, because user itself has nothing to do with the entity. It will share it with your other teams or the team members of which it itself is a part. So contains, if we talk about organization, it contains the attribute that is organization entity, while user or team entity contain team dot knowing user. Only two types: access, full, none. It means either you can give the full access to everyone in the organization, or you give private access, that is none access to anyone. Only the administrator can have access to that. But here in user team owned entity, you can have different type of access, that is user level, team level, business unit level, parent child level, etc. Okay, there are 11 types of attributes in an entity, that is single line of text, image, whole number, floating point number, option sets, two option set, lookup, decimal number, currency, and multiple lines of text. Here if I go into showing you this thing, you just go into customizations, customize the system, and in any entity, regardless of which entity it is, if in any entity, if I add a new attribute or field, here you see, if I click on new, these are 11 entities: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Customer is also a data type. So these are the one which I'm talking about, that are this one. Okay, customer is missing. Maybe in previous version there was not a customer. Okay, so one point to understand, it is a question that is asked at micro level if you are a very expert, that what are the limit of multiple lines of text, that is 1048567 characters. Okay, now we will talk about the solution. Solution packages are a container that consists all customization and components of a solution that is exportable as a package for onwards importing into another environment. There is a default solution package, and there is a complex solution that contains components of both CRM and other external, can be imported using installer solution. Solution package is quite simple. You go into settings, and here is a separate component, that is solutions, in which I have already created an unmanaged solution, and these are default solutions. Okay, these are managed by Dynamics 365, whereas this is a HLTF CRM unmanaged solution. So this was about the solution. The solution components may be different types. They may be user interface elements, templates. That one is not so important. Addable components in solution, that is quite important, that what can be added to a solution. You can add a sitemap, that is use sitemap. We have talked about sitemap in our previous video. That is this one is a sitemap in which you can go through different parts. Security roles, reports, plugin assembly, message, form, field, entity, field, and form. These three are interrelated. Whenever you create an entity, you create fields in them, and to interact with that fields, you create forms. So after the data is mature, you create dashboards, reports, and ultimately there are business roles. So these are all addable components in solution. Without these components, the solution cannot serve as a complete package. So there are three types of solutions. Normally people say there are two types, but as per the book, as per the actual system existence, there are three types. That is default system solution, managed solution, and unmanaged solution. There is a general question that what is the difference between managed solution and unmanaged solution. Managed solution is a complete solution that is intended to be installed or deployed or import in the production environment for actual operations, whereas unmanaged solution is under development and customizations, and it is under testing or trial phase or under development phase, and it's not cannot be said that it's a complete package for uh, resulting the output. Okay, so minimum privilege for developing a solution is, you know, that you must have a read writes of solution web resources, you must have published customization uh, access or import export customization. So if you consult with your top level super admin of Dynamics CRM and you say that I have been tasked to develop solution, he will create your user ID and he will give you at least these rights to make a or to develop a solution. XRM, Extreme Resource Management. Using XRM, we can manage relationship of anything within the organization. Okay, if we talk about security, security is for users. Users combine together to form teams, and that teams we create security groups or security roles. Okay. If we talk about business units are separate division within a company that follows its own process independently while adhering overall generic company policies. You can talk about McDonald's. McDonald's is a brand. You can talk about different brands because with respect to country and city location, these business units can work as per the environment, but they overall follow the main business unit general company policies. So these all are business units, which for this business unit it is a parent business unit and this is a child business unit. For this business unit there are two child units. For these units it is a parent unit. Okay, so business units work in a parent child level architecture. Field security profiles. For example, in an entity there are 5 fields and the fifth field you want to give access to only particular user to edit, while for other team members or for other teams that are viewing that field it may be only view only or locked. For that purpose we define the field security profiles. I've already compiled a complete video. Let me show you let me tell you that all of these videos have already been created and they are available in my channel list. You can go through them in your free time. So the next security model is managed hierarchy or position hierarchy. These are two types of models of security. The first one is direct reporting channel, that is the manager hierarchy. Position hierarchy is the various job definitions are defined and tagged within a user. Users at higher positions have access to data of users in lower position defined in hierarchy. Now the next one is roll up field. When I was giving my first interview about 7 years ago, I was asked a question of roll up fields. I still remember that. Roll up fields in goal matrix are the fields that are to roll up the previous values to make or to show you a final value. Okay, I'm going to compile a roll up field value separate video very soon. It's in my agenda of next week's business management. For business managements you define different type of things, that is facilities, relationships. Whenever you are creating a business, whenever you are starting a business, it is very important to go and talk about the settings and business management. Business management has all of these things. These all of the things are very important for a business to start because it will tell you that what are your inventory items, what are your sites, what are your sales territories, what are your currencies in which you are going to start business, what are your services, what are your resources groups, what are your goal metrics, what are your subjects, what are your connection roles. These all things come under the business management that is very important in order to start your business. Product catalogs. Okay, your sales totally depends upon your products. So after defining a business management you are going into the product catalog. That is, you are to define the unit group, discount list, price list, families and products, because your CRM is actually working on the products that you are selling and related services that you are giving to that product. So it is very important that product catalogs must be catered while initialing your CRM. Okay, the next thing is service management. Okay, you have sold the product and now comes the service level services. For that you define the queues, you define parent and child case management, you define the routing role sets. All of these things come under the service management, that is services. uh, where is the service management? This is the service management. Here you define different things. There are knowledge base management, there are templates, there are service teams, terms in which you have defined SLAs. There are the SLAs with your customers, you that are your solid customers and buying a lot of products. These are entitlements, these are holiday schedule, customer service schedule is there. You have to create the queues, you have to set the priorities in that queues, you have to decide the routing rule sets. This all comes under the service management. Okay, facilities, equipment, service scheduling. For service scheduling, you should know that which resource group is detailed at which area, which resource group is now working, so that you assign the service scheduling to the right resource group. That one is very important to configure before starting your business. Now, types of solutions, we have talked about this in previous slides. Okay, plugin, dialogues, workflows, on-demand workflows, managed properties, metadata servers. These are some of the terminologies that are required to be understandable before going to the interview. That are quite easy steps. I've already talked about it. Plugins are used for automation of some system processes, business processes, and workflows are also used for same things. I've compiled a video about the difference between plugin and log workflows. You can quickly go through them. Okay, plugin execution pipeline, that is very important part of the interview question. Four parts are there. That is pre-validation, plugin execution pipeline. I've already compiled a separate video, but for interview preparation, you must remember that there is a pre-validation, that is the step that is executed outside database, and pre-operation inside database, in which you have the option to roll back. Then the core operation is performed and post-operation is performed. Functional part. There are two types of system. One is available on premise and one is available on internet, that is online system. These are the sales, marketing, customer service, field service, and project service automation are the modules. Basically there are three modules, but if we talk about details, there are five modules. If we talk about sales module, this is overall process of sales module, in which the lead is either a contact or account that is converted to opportunity. I've compiled a detailed video on this, but I'm talking very shortly and summarizing that after opportunity can either be won or closed, lost. If it is won, we will give the quotation. On acceptance of the quotation, there are discounts and products catalogs in the quotation. After the quotation, the order is accepted and final invoice is given for the payment. Dynamics 365 has three modules: sales, service, and marketing. Plugins, custom business logics that are integrated to automate or enhance or modify or extend the system functionality. Okay. Plugin debugging can be a unit test, console app, remote debugging, and plugin registration tool can be used for this purpose. So this was all about important points of Dynamics CRM. We have talked about workflows, plugins, and web resources are there that are missing, but you must know about this thing, that web resources are there that are used for the scripting or customizing of fields in a form. You should know about the forms, miscellaneous items. I'm telling you, you should know about the types of forms for entities. You should know about one-to-one relation, n-to-one relation, n-to-one relation. These are common relationship that are studied in databases topics when you are doing the graduation. Okay, so you should have a very strong concept of these things. You should have a prior knowledge of JavaScript, because JavaScript is frequently used in configuring various type of action web scripting or web resources. Okay, so these are some important points to understand about your interview. I wish you very very good luck for your interview if you are preparing for the one, and if you have practically manifested yourself in the Dynamics CRM, then these questions may be very easy to use, and this video may be just refreshing for you. But if you are a new visitors, I recommend you to go to my channel playlist and go through these lists very thoroughly, because they are compiled after very good research, and they will surely benefit you. I thank you all for watching this video, and guys, subscribe my channel, enjoy watching more videos. I thank you all.